bitches. Are you ready? I know it's not really astrology based, but maybe we can like add some astrology in there. Let's start. So, this is probably my first time on Tinder, right? This is like, I always was a little bit afraid of online dating because, I'm coming from, millennials. I'm a millennial for sure, but I'm an early millennial. And, I've been like around other early millennials via my friends, but of course my 5011 siblings. But a chunk of my 5011 siblings are Generation X. So like the whole online dating thing used to terrify me. I remember like I lost a great opportunity to date somebody because I was too scared to meet up with him. With friends now, it's cool, but that's this is where I'm coming from, all right? So I think this is I forgot when, maybe 2014. First time on Tinder, it was like right after like I was dating somebody. We wasn't like officially boyfriend girlfriend, but I was dating them for months. It was like a intense ass love affair situation, and I was just like, it wasn't like a love affair as in cheating, but it was just like an intense. I'm talking, since we're adding astrology here, this is like an intense ass 8th house synastry. Pluto points, North Node points. Is that crazy? All right. So this is the type of, I'm coming from that, trying to kind of put myself out there more, right? And so I had my first date with this guy who is like he's kind of like doing stockbroker trading type of shit, basically. He's like doing that type of shit. And not from here. I think originally from the South, but moved around or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I know, like, I have family from the South. I know Southern men can be quite gentlemanly. This will be a good transitioning for me to get into the dating scene. You get what I'm saying? And to kind of see what Tinder got to offer. So he takes me out on a date. And he keeps saying, like, hey, do you have any allergies? He's, like, taking charge and everything. And I'm like, oh, my God, okay, yes. I was like, well, I do have allergies, blah, blah, blah. He's like, is there a favorite restaurant that you have? And I'm like, there's so many, but I would like to try something new. He'd be like, yeah, that'll be cool. And he's like, you know what? Let me pick things out. So, usually guys are like, I don't know what to pick. And he's taking charge, baby. I'm like, all right. I'm liking this change of pace of like, dealing with submissive men, just putting it out there, whatever. Anyways, it was cool. It was nice. I liked it. All right. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to take you out to this place at the North End. Y'all, the North End is one of the most expensive areas in Boston. I'm from Boston, by the way. Shout out to Boston. So I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, have you heard of this place? I was like, yeah, I've heard of it, but I never been. He's like, okay, we can go. They got some gluten-free options. All right, shit. Okay. Because I don't really go out to eat in the North End like that. Like, I have a couple of like spots I like to go to, more for dessert than anything. But yeah, I don't really go out to the restaurants in the North End like that. And so I'm like, yeah, Timer, gator boots with the something Gucci, something. I forgot how that song went. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. Ain't got no job, but I stay sharp. He had a job though. It was cool. Yes. Okay. So, right. So we go, right? We meet up. And again, like I'm like, oh my God, what I'm supposed to wear? It was raining. And so she's like, no, I'm gonna wear this cute little skirt, the skater skirt with this like blue shirt that's like see-through, but of course I'm gonna wear like a little tank underneath or whatever. Have some red lips, had the bob going. Bitch was looking fly. I'm gonna see if I have a picture so I could post it up because I was looking really good. Really, really good. And I should post it now. So y'all saw the blue shirt I was talking about. Makeup looking cute. Adorbs. You see the umbrella, So, looking good, looking great. Looking good, looking great. How are you? All right. So I forgot to tell you guys this part now. I swiped over to him because I was kind of like, why not, right? Because it's like his face had potential. He was handsome, but man, like I hated how he dressed, and he like bought clothes that was ill-fitting and made him look frumpy. And so, his clothes wasn't the best, but I was like, okay, this could be like a project. See, Aquarius Venus, like if someone is cool and decent enough looking, if they're interesting enough, I will go for it because of they interest me. You know what I mean? Like, so I've dated some people who weren't necessarily the best looking, but I thought they were really cool. I would rather date a but interesting person than a bimbo, sapiosexual. Anyways, so I saw him. He looked okay. His face, again, nice looking face, but Jesus is close. It could be had like a weird ill-shaped body too. Who knows? Whatever. So we went out to this restaurant, this cute little quaint but very expensive Italian restaurant. And at first I'm like, this dude, he's really gonna pay all this money for this first date. Like, he don't even know me, and he's getting food, like whatever. I got some mussels because that's actually all I was hungry for anyway. But at first I was like, let me just start off, let me just get the mussels, because that's all because I'm not sure like what's up, if he's gonna pay for everything and be the gentleman. Because what I usually do, I like low-key pressure, like not low-key pressure, but okay, this is femininity, y'all. Go on a date. If a guy is just looking at the bill and you're looking at the bill and he ain't reaching out for his stuff, you know what I mean? It's not talking to you about splitting it. Just let him handle it. Just be looking at him like, all right, your turn. It's the subtlety of things. You know what I mean? It's the subtlety of things. When I say femininity, I'm not saying in the meaning that y'all are talking about. I'm talking about the like actual, subtly taking actions to saying what you are expecting. All right. So I don't have that conversation about nothing. I just let them handle it. And if you want to split so bad, we can do it. Sorry that part didn't come through, but subtly doing things and taking actions to say what you want. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you want to split the bill so bad, we can. I'm probably not going to see you again, but yeah. That's how I am. If you are asking me out to a date, nigga, then you are going to, at least the first few dates, shit. That's just me. Whatever. Anyways. So, he literally was like, stopped me for a while. He's like, you can get more stuff. Like, I got this. Don't worry about it. But I when he said that, I appreciate that. But I just wanted the muscles for real. But I just was also playing it safe too. So, we ate. The food was lovely. We talked. It was cool. And he was telling me, he's like, I'm new in this area. I'm new in Boston. What are some cool places that you like? He was like, what are some cool places you'd like to go? And I'm like, actually, I hang around the North End a lot for the bakeries because a bitch likes dessert. But there's this place that I love. It's like a part of the building of one of my favorite bakeries. And it's a cigar and hookah spot that has the bombest drinks. And I was like, I really, really like that place a lot. And it's like that. I think I said it was like across the street or it's close to it or something like that. So he's like, want to go? Mind you, the bill was like freaking $200 at this place because he got like the fucking finest wine, got his food, got my food. We had appetizers. So I'm like, okay. Actually, no, it must have been like a little less than 200, but heading towards the 200 range. I'm like, all right. Mind you, again, one of the most expensive. Mind you, Boston's already expensive enough. It's always listed as like top 3 usually, but top 5 sometimes. Most expensive places in the freaking United States, right? And we're at the most expensive, one of the most expensive parts of that area. So I'm like, I do whatever. Like, I love this place a lot because it has like a 50s, 60s feel. They play 50s, 60s music a lot. It's popping. I love it. I'm actually gonna go pretty soon, one of these days, when the whole social distancing thing is chill. But anyways, so we have a blast. We like connect with music because I love especially old school music, but I love, of course, all music, but I really love old school music. And me and him were like talking about that, chilling, drinking so much, had 2 hookahs, had cigars. Like, it was like, I was like litty as fuck, and he was too. At this point, this bill had to been like up to like $300 something now. 3 something. Had to be, right? First date, okay? Barely know the motherfucker. So I'm like, okay, he sure know how to treat a woman. Shit. So it's like about to close. It's like two something. It's about to close. We're like, all right, we have to head out. So we head out. And he was like, kind of little like antsy, like, oh yeah, I need to get home at a certain time, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, cool. And I think it's because he left his keys or something weird like that. And so I was like, okay, cool. And so we're both waiting. I'm like, I'm just going to call an Uber, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, nice. So, he's going to call an Uber too, or Lyft, actually. I was using Lyft at the time, and Lyft exclusively because I loved Lyft at the time. Listen, I was actually using Lyft so much that they followed me. They followed me on Twitter. Like, that's how much I was devoted. Shout out to Lyft because they were the only company at the time that was serving other parts of Boston besides the downtown area. So shout out to them. Anywho, he's like, okay, you get Lyft and then I'll wait with you. And I'm like, sweet. Then a cab starts to roll by. He's like, oh, I'm actually going to jump in this cab right now. So I'll see you later. Bye. And just left me in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. in the morning by myself on that street on a first date. I'm just going to let y'all sit on that for a second. Yeah. Yeah. Sit on it, feel it out. Yep. So I had to wait about like 10 minutes by myself. North End, shit's closing down. Skeevy. North End could be skeevy as fuck. All right. 10 minutes later, Lyft got me, picked me up. As soon as I get into a Lyft, I get a text like, oh my God, I just realized I left you. He's like, I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. And I was like, oh, it's cool. It's fine. It was not fine. But like, what do, I didn't even know what to say to that. Like, what? He knew what he did was wrong. So what I'm going to do, cuss him out more? I was like, no, it's fine. And in my head, I'm like, I'm never seeing this motherfucker ever again. Like, I can't even expect you to protect me now because you've already shown in this whole situation what's up. You know what I mean? And I've had dudes butter me up, spend money on me, and just continuously do shit that they know I wasn't fucking with, I wasn't cool with. And so it was just kind of like, it would be dumb of me to just be like, no, but he spent like, $300, $400 on me on the first date. So maybe I no, I'm not continuing shit. That was just disrespectful and gross. And, I just wasn't expecting that shit at all. That was crazy. And so he was just, I'm so sorry. So please let me make this up to you. He's like, I know I got to go to like Brazil for work, but just please, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, maybe. But I just was, after a while, I stopped texting. After a while, I was over it because that was just, I just couldn't even see him the same after that, honestly. But I talked to my sister about this, and she's like, something had to be up. She's just like, okay, was he worried about being locked out? And I was like, I know he was worried about a key, but he was texting his roommate. Like, what could have been the issue? Like, what the fuck? Like, And he could have explained it more to me. Something. God damn. And then she was like, do you think that he had diarrhea and he was trying to run home so he doesn't so he didn't have to like poop himself or blow up the bathroom at that place. I was like, girl. And I was like, I just think that he was just really just wanted to go home and forgot. So what do you guys think? After hearing this, what do you think? Because I just want to know what was up with that situation. I mean, I don't care anymore. The story's funny. I like saying it. It was a crazy story, but I would love to know, what do you guys think? Also, to add some astrology into this, right? And so, my sapiosexual vibes. Fifth house represents dating and romance, amongst other things, just different forms of self-expression, but dating and romance is included in that. And my fifth house is ruled by Gemini. So there's that. I love me someone who's intelligent, and sometimes we'll skip on looks for that. Also, my seventh house, which is the house of the relationships, many forms of relationships, that energy is ruled by Leo. And, that also proves how I like to be treated like a queen, like to be treated like, right? You know what I mean? You can't just come to me on some funny shit. No, I know my worth, right? In relationships. But my seventh house ruler and fifth house ruler is in the 12th. So the 12th is the house of the unknown. So for him to kind of forget about me, it might be a thing, which I mean, I am unforgettable, but people, it's kind of like a thing that I have to work with on a subconscious level. And it's kind of like when you have a lot of 12th house energy, you tend to be kind of like a fairy, where people are enchanted by you, but then they expect you to kind of like come around and then disappear, then come around and disappear, but they also don't want you to, but they also expect it. It's really strange. And so I think that could be a big part of the forgetting, even though like he remembered he remembered but then forgot. It's a part of the whole enchantment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I think that's that whole confusion in that, spectrum of my life is definitely because of my fifth house and seventh house ruler being in the 12th. Yep. That's my life. All right. It's karmic, and it's all part of my lesson in this go around. So yeah. But thanks for listening, y'all. Let me know what you think. Peace.